G'day, welcome to session 60 of my Oxygen Not Included playthrough. Very first thing, let's have a quick look at this printing pod, see if we've got anyone worth getting. Core morale, decorating errands don't matter too much. She's got a bit of science, it's good. She's good in medicine. She's got an increased bladder, which is good for me. Oxyfern plant though would be quite nice. Let's take the Oxyfern plant. Let's drop that down there. Now these guys are still operating in pretty high temperatures. So maybe let's copy that one and put it there. Copy that one and put it there. And we might put another Oxyfern and a Wheezewort next to it. Alright. And as always, thank you to those that commented on the previous video with suggestions. One of the first ones was pointing out politely that even though I haven't worked it out at this point, that pneumatic doors aren't gas-proof. So that should be a manual airlock that I've got down there. I thought there was a second door somewhere that was also operating in a similar function. I don't remember where I put it. But obviously this is something I knew at some point because I did these manual airlocks. Just lost that knowledge somewhere along the way. Okay, that's gone. So let's just quickly that guy in place before we lose too much of that natural gas. So thank you for that one. I want to cross that off my list of things attended to, but there's one, I'm certain there's one somewhere else. That's alright. Alright. Hopefully that one will stick in my brain though, if we see it again. Okay, got these two purifiers very close to each other. Questions, do they need to be? I'll probably say not. There's a third one down here, so let's get rid of that guy there. Deconstruct him. Thank you for that one. Thank you to those as well that can see that they've never played this far in the game, but are paying enough attention that they can notice some nice little simple mistakes. One of them, courtesy of, I think it was Mia, pointed out that down here this bridge can't be built because of this blockage here. So definitely I've got some people working for me on the extreme technical broad strokes of it, and then I've got other people that even though you tagged the minute that you were referring to in this, Mia, and I sat here and I stared at this screen for so long going like, where are we talking about? So the fact that you picked that up in a flash while I took so long to work it out, being directed right to it, my hat is off to you. I am not wearing a hat though, and never have. Shoes once, never a hat. If I do, I will let you know, because it can always affect everything. Okay, so that one's done. The pump, yes, thank you. Now I feel a bit jaded by this one. I am certain that if you go and watch the tape of 59, I sat here and I stared at these, and I think that what I did is I clicked on it and I looked here and I was like, for whatever reason, I couldn't work out the temperature. I just did not see it telling me the temperature. I almost want to go back because I can so clearly see it's written right down here and it's written there. I think it was there that I was reading. I read the overheat temperature of 75, overheat temperature of 75, 75, as opposed to going, oh, down here it's saying plus 50. That was my mistake. So if you watch the previous one, you can see I actually did go to the effort of looking at each of them. And I also would have had it given to me right there. I looked at each of them and I still couldn't figure it out. Ah, boy oh boy. But I tried. I think that's about as much as you can hope from me at this point. Another one that was pointed out that was a good comment was that I should make sure that disinfecting is disabled on everything outside of the base. which is also a good point. I'm certain that almost everything outside of the base isn't set to that. I guess we'll have to come back to that guy because they're taking their sweet time. That is actually accumulating a fair bit of natural gas. And that's the other one. That's the other door I was thinking of. Alright. Get rid of that guy and put in a manual airlock. I've got to think about what I want to do with this natural gas, because otherwise it's going to accumulate too much. I suppose similar to this one, I can just... yeah, what I can do is I can pump it to here. Now, if I pump it to there, it actually means that that filter can operate for both. Like, I don't have to build another filter for this guy. That filter can do the job. It's just that that guy's sitting in overpressure already. So do I just make that an overpressure gas vent? A high pressure gas vent, rather. Possibly. Alright, well, we've probably still got a few minutes to work that one out. So look, have they got rid of this yet? They have. Good. Alright, so we go plumbing, liquid pump, gold. The other thing I'm going to do, because I know how much I can trust myself, is we'll go back to plumbing, we'll click on that and say copper. Oh, I should probably say iron, because I'm certain that the next one I build I'm going to forget. Okay, it's wet at the bottom of the main fire pole. Let's have a look. It is. There's a tiny little bit of water. Again, well done on picking that one. That was Cobra. Grabbed that one. And also thank you to those that do work out the really technical things about answering questions like where can I put a telescope. That is extremely well appreciated. But these ones I'm more just impressed with the picking up on the... I mean, actually, you can clearly see how easily I overlook everything. That you can see why something like this seems like black magic to me. So thank you for that one. CO2 problem in the new bedroom. I think a few people mentioned this. This room is a CO2 trap. So... what can we do to address it? There is oxygen outside the room, but in here we've got the carbon dioxide. So I suppose what we could do is set these up as... Alright, let's try this. Let's go... airflow tile, airflow tile. And then what we're going to do is go... put a ladder there. We'll then use that ladder to dig out everything that can potentially reach. We're going to then build that as a tile wall. Then get rid of this line, and I'm going to put a oxygen vent here to push oxygen through, hopefully push that carbon dioxide out of the room. I mean, just looking at these doors, I assume that they're meant to be, widescreen. So it should be a good hint to remember that they're not blocking airflow. Disabling disinfection. How many things are going to be out here? I suppose we've got these guys down here. Because there's no way you could automate saying, like, oh, if they're outside this whatever range. The pipe's blocked for everyone here. What's the reason? Probably the plumbing pipe we want to have a look at. He's not pumping. Is it to do with... Does he have any complaints? What is the, oh no, that's it. That's right. Someone actually just has to operate him. Okay. Disable disinfect. Disable disinfect. Disable disinfect. What I could also do is actually just get a pump that runs from here and just have a vent that pumps out up here. Just have it pump into this room for this guy to pump. But I mean, that seems like it's a pointless double exercise too. Does feel like that guy's close to having his natural gas start to float out the bottom though. So let's at least build a pump. And it can probably just sit centrally in that room. Power-wise, that should be an easy connect. Just have them run across. Now, ventilation-wise, though, why is that not being used? What was the original intention of that cable? Well, I suppose that gives me a pretty easy option then, because what I could do is just go deconstruct that section of it. Then we can say ventilation, gas filter, output pipe, input pipe. You want it that close? Should be fine. Gas pipe to there. That swing around, and then this guy can go like that. Since that's just an outie pipe there, I suppose what we can do is just that run down to there. So what we'd do is we can just say cross and straight down. And then just build a ladder just to allow them to build that. There we go, that's happier. More annoyed now that I looked for it. And I still didn't have the logic there. Okay, so with that then it is that we go ventilation, gas bridge, gas pipe. That just runs straight into that. As long as that realizes that it's gonna not come down, I'll just make sure that we build like a actually, just to be safe, maybe let's cancel building those. Instead, what we'll do is we will build a gas bridge facing that way, then a gas pipe, so it can't think that it's meant to come down that way. Look at me learning. Alright, so this guy, it is natural gas. If natural gas, pump that way. Else, pump down here. That cable doesn't look connected. No, it is connected. Pipe blocked. What pipe have I got blocked here? Bumping the building intake. Is he just too close to this? Maybe that's it. Alright, so let's deconstruct this ladder. We'll deconstruct this guy. And We'll just push him back to here. Well, it does seem like we've got a pretty hefty source of petroleum here for a while. It's a pretty big lot there, but I think that sits lower than my point. Two more things rolling. Oh, thanks, May. And Barney. Okay. So, now let's go ventilation, gas pump. Now, is that an okay height that would be operating in there? The oxygen's going to sit above it. But is this majority going to be carbon dioxide? So actually I'm better off putting him higher. If I do put him higher, I've got to then rejig this. Let's rejig. Okay. Let's look at ventilation, gas pipe, deconstruct. Let's just deconstruct this for a second. I realize that for a second is such a waste of a time of deconstructing. We're going to put 2 airflow tiles here. I'm going to deconstruct that guy too. Have a quick look at our printables. It's got 3 science, 6 medicine, so that's quite nice. But she has a whole list of... Okay, she's not an artist, no one cares. Decrease bathroom use speed. Weird one. Alright, you've got your increased bladder, so we're saying that's a positive. You're a little bit strong, you're a little bit creative. Like being creative, which we don't need. You like food, which is definitely not something you'd want to have if you're here. I don't know, Devin, what do we think? Nisbet. No, we'll go for no one. Weezewort seed. Sorry. Like there. So the choice was between you and a seed. And how many of those seeds do we have? Oh, we have a lot. We have thousands. Which do we pick? Oh, you're not going to like it. Okay, before you guys run off too much, Ashcan is stoked all the time these days. Okay, ventilation. Almost every single time I've gone to do ventilation here in the last few minutes, I have clicked on plumbing first. Okay. Let's rotate him that way. We will then shift his hour there. His ventilation path is now gas pipe from there to there. This one now runs across the bottom. This one runs across there. And this guy... I already knew natural gas. Okay. Do I have the cabling set to something weird as well? No, that's the right one. Good. Disable. That's what I want to do for now. Alright, so good job. We've sucked all the water out of that room. This is back to a healthy size. This is still well and truly healthy as well. Okay, so that second wall there has been built. So now what we can do is we can just say deconstruct these. I'm just going to do them one by one this time because last time I accidentally got rid of some cabling while I did it. Okay, so let's put another airflow tile in there. Let's put a... we want ventilation, so we'll put a gas vent in there. And then we will just make that gas run across there. So, going back to ventilation for a second there, we can see that we are clearing a lot of the natural gas out of there. Now the concern is really going to be that after a while, he's just going to clean it all out. So, we need to automate this guy. What do we want? Let's go. Automation. Yeah, that sounds good. So we'll go automation there. When a particular gas is sensed. I'll just make that connection there. And we'll just say natural gas. Yes. It's easy. Could set up something similar here too. A lot of polluted oxygen sitting down there. Okay, well, we've had these ready to go for a while. So let's get one of those 25 billion Weezewort plants we got there. And our one oxyfern. Did I not actually seed them? Yeah. Plant. A bit of natural gas in there too. Love it's evening. The sun just don't look too stressed, buddy. Yeah, having the time of your life. And what, freezing cold as well? 22 degrees. So I just want to make sure that this is working correctly too. So I just want to keep an eye on it. We do have to try and remember to continue to try and disable disinfecting on as much stuff as possible that is around. Alright, so while that's all going on, let's go look at the thing that we did as the last thing of the previous level. Video, rather. This guy. Reduced visibility. His current complaint. Analyze that guy. Next up. No power wire connected. No gas intake. Reduced visibility. Alright, well, some of these are going to be easy. Where is that gas? Comes all the way up to these guys. So, that goes even further than that. Let's just step that out one spot there. Ah, didn't realize it would do that. If I just backed up one, it would actually back the cable up with me. Oh, now I've actually got to path it right. Maybe let's move the mouse as opposed to using the keyboard to do it. Just enjoy the keyboard straight lines. Is this how they're getting across at the moment? This feels very flimsy. Shouldn't really have to go that high. That is a lot of debris sitting there. So let's dig all of that out. Let's also dig out those. And I mean, all of that seems like it's going to melt. Let's just build a full ladder walkway across there. Here's my little... Oh, I was gonna say, get rid of the snow. And I can... Great. That one ladder will make the world of difference. See everyone working their way up there. I've only got 3 suits to the north, so hopefully it could be slow going. Alright. Now, power cables could be a little bit trickier because they're going to have to dodge around the existing cable. So which cable do we think's doing less? This guy? This guy? Might be easier to move this one, so let's move him across here. Then do wire bridge. It's going to really put us up in the middle of no man's land to... Actually, no, let's cancel that. Let's cancel all of that. Instead, what we'll do, Tony, you'll look happy, is we will go wire here, and we can say wire bridge. Connectors can't overlap there. No, okay. We are gonna have to really sort of just, I guess, swing out here somewhere. So I'm gonna have to build like a weird little ladder. Set of connectors for them just to follow. That. And then go ladder straight up and then straight across. And wire basically the same path as this guy. Does seem like it's going to be a while till this is all in place. So it's a few hundred errands that have got to be addressed. Alright. So I mean, to expand this room out, we could move these walls to try and give us more suits, but I mean, maybe we'll just try and survive with 3. How are we going with that new bedroom too? Does not surprise me that that's setting us overpressured. But what do we got in that room now? Where's my beautiful oxygen? Should also help air sort of flow back out this way. Okay, now let's just double check how we were doing with that automation stuff down the bottom. Still a work in progress. Copper. Do I have any copper? We should be making some. I'm very glad that skimmer doesn't have to be operating very much. It does show that there's not too much carbon dioxide in the base. And while I'm talking carbon dioxide, let's just make sure that that carbon dioxide is actually getting to the right part of the base. So the only places where carbon dioxide does really, well, sorry, not necessarily carbon dioxide, but non-breathable gases exists in large commodities are here, here where it's supposed to, here and there where it's supposed to. In the dirty water pit. That's about it. Lovely. So our airflow is looking very good. Certainly something I can hang my hat off. What are we doing over this way? Are we still exploring? Suppose we can dig a bit deeper. Not dig, let's build a ladder. It's taking all of my strength not to do a save and then just ask someone to move into the magma. See what happens. Lucky for those presently around, there's no achievement for have someone die in magma. Because I can't be responsible for my actions if that's the case. Cool. Alright, so that is now set. This guy has to see natural gas. This guy will kick in. Generally, this guy's working natural gas down, so hopefully it means there's a little bit of a build-up before he does it. Happy with that one. Call that one a victory. So this guy will soon move again. Not soon. Hopefully we've got a bit more of a control of our polluted water. Alright. So I think I've addressed everything that was brought up. I guess what we're waiting for at the moment now is just the long works that have got to take place here. Now I'm wondering how, like, I don't know how long this sort of telescope work takes. I suppose, like, I'd be curious to see what just happens if I just dig out this section. How long have I got? If I wait till a meteor shower happens and then I just make the call. Like, say for example, I dig out, the regrowth collapses, doesn't it? So I dig out all of this part, except for that, say, one line. Dig out this, wait for a meteor launch. As soon as that's done, dig out the tiny remaining bit and just let them go hell for leather. You can imagine what's happened to these electricals since I let salt water pour all over them. An achievement. Oh, we did it. Congratulations, guys. No longer have to travel through tube to have lunch. So that is a I think that one's a neat little tip for how to. So let's allow them to open the doors. Tip for how to get that achievement is you don't have to do it properly, and I can just thank the dupes that were joyriding in the tube. Definitely take that one as a victory. Now, I also think that was using its own isolated circuit. So that means that we can connect that into something else too. That now has nothing operating on it. Should we connect it? suppose there's got to be some stack of this that's taking on a lot more than everything else. What does it not much matter? I mean, that one's connected at that end, and then got this one connected at that end. So really all I have to do is just connect it to, what, anywhere, and it should be fine. I don't know if you've got any idea for what I should do with that. Definitely let me know. What did I just build? Doesn't like digging errands. Not interested, Bert. Nails. Requires light to sleep, that's fine. Allergic to floral scent. Excessive sneezing fits. Can work with that. Increased husbandry. Ugly crier. She does have science, she has excavation, she has medicine. I like the cut of your jib nails. Welcome to the family. Okay, this belongs to nails. This has already been claimed by nails. Yep, okay, and so we will also give nails. And get her a light. So I guess what we can do is just put it above the vent. The furniture. Actually, pretty. Yeah, there we go. Ceiling light. Put there. Really nice low one. And just some power. Easy. That seems like the heaviest of the lines because it is operating all the stuff that travels down here too. So I wonder if there's a way that I could cut this guy across to here and then cut that off the rest of it. I suppose if I just went there and then did a wire bridge across. A wire bridge is happy to sit behind walls and things? I think so. And then what we could do is we could say, deconstruct, and we can just cut out all that wire. And cut out all of that wire. And let's make that a 9 priority because I don't want this to all lose power before that's set up. It's still quite possible nothing on this route is currently being used either. That's right, at least it's got stuff connected to it now. So now I feel like I've got an abundance of energy supplies. I've got my hydrogen generators that sort of are working on a nice circular system to give me oxygen. I've got these coal generators up here that I don't really want to be working. They should be considered my backups. I've then got this guy who's got more natural gas than sense. And then this guy down here is also making me natural gas, as well as getting me an absolutely full reservoir. Okay. So he's almost at absolute capacity, so I should, since I've got so much more, really start to look into what to do with that petroleum now that I've got it. But that will be for the next video, not for this one. Nails, you're a little bit slow too, buddy. Do you want me to give you a light and give you light duties? Maybe I should. Let's copy it. Let's put one there. can just, I suppose, have both of them required to have access to the room. What we could do is we can go power, wire, deconstruct that one. And we can build just a little airflow spot there. We can copy that, put it there. You can tell Nails you've got permission to come in too. I could see they can do it from outside to move this along a little bit. Okay, so now she's stopped because that light is no longer on that circuit. That's a bit over the top, isn't it? And they're going to take a while to do that anyway because it's the so it's going to be only those two working on it. I've got to say, Camille, you are moving quite quickly now, darling. What's our skills looking like? Athletics 4, we are getting there. I'm proud of you. She's building that all on her own too. What's your level, Nails? 0 athletics too, so you're... But because you've got, what, better science, you should be a little bit quicker, hopefully, at getting it done. Now, why is that light on if that power's not connected? What's our logic there? How is this operating? Anyway, thanks for watching this one. Any other comments or things that you've picked up on, big or small, feel free to chuck in the comments. And until next time, I'll catch you later. See ya.